Hello and welcome to this, our second video in the series, in which I'm going to explore briefly what are the main benefits to you and your school in using the PASS survey with all the students in your school. This is the second of 4 short videos introducing you to PASS, our attitudinal survey. The first video explained exactly what PASS is. In this, the second video, we'll consider why you should use PASS in your school with all your students taking part in the survey. The third video will take you briefly through the PASS report, explaining what data you get from each section. Finally, we'll have a look at a couple of examples of how schools are using their PASS data and also how to use standardized data from more than one assessment to identify more clearly possible barriers to learning. So, why should you use the PASS survey in your school? PASS is focused on learning in the classroom. This makes it very different to other pupil surveys, and it's worth noting that it is not looking at the broader aspects of school life, such as catering facilities, sports, resources, etc. There are other surveys that will provide you with that type of information, such as GL's Kirkland-Rowell surveys. PASS is giving your students a chance for some self-examination and then for them to provide you with information about this at a personal level. It is very much about what's going on in the classroom and so is closely linked to academic attainment. Because PASS is not anonymous, it enables you to choose the most appropriate support or intervention for each individual student and then monitor its effectiveness. It will help you to identify sometimes hidden barriers to learning that may be holding a student back from achieving their best in terms of academic attainment, regardless of what level they are currently working at. It is a good guide to the general mental health and well-being of your students, and all this is provided through robust, valid and reliable hard data that has been standardized, just the sort of thing that school inspectors like to see. It's very important that you do not opt to use PASS solely with specific groups such as SEND, PPG and so on. Getting a good overall picture of attitudes within your school is vitally important. Often, PASS data may challenge your conceptions or uncover aspects of a student that you and your colleagues have been unaware of. Because PASS is not anonymous, you can learn very specific information about each individual student. The PASS data that you get in your report has been standardized against a database of 600,000 records, providing externally referenced comparison with other students and schools nationally. This helps to examine PASS data not just on its own, but also in conjunction with other assessment data, which has also been standardized. But PASS uses national percentile ranking, but not standardized age scores. Why? Well, it's quite simple really. Age scoring would not be appropriate because attitudes are not age-specific. Nevertheless, being able to make external comparison to the attitudes held by other students nationally is very useful and may well help to explain an individual's performance in the classroom, especially where there may be disparities between potential and actual performance. Here's our model. With all of our assessments, we standardize them against a model of UK education so that accurate external comparison can validly be made, meaning that your students are compared with students of the same age nationally and your school compared with other schools nationally. PR stands for percentile ranking, sometimes referred to as National Percentile Ranking or NPR, and is a way of showing the results on a scale between 0 and 100. So a student with a percentile ranking of 50 is more positive in attitude than 50% of his peers nationally, but equally is less positive than 50%. This student is average when compared with peers nationally. Using a common standardized scoring system across different assessments is very helpful. For example, if you are able to make a comparison between an individual student's academic potential, measured as ability, and their actual performance in the classroom, then where there are disparities, It is quite common for past data to play a vital role in helping to uncover the reasons and identify the likely barrier that the student has encountered, with obvious benefits to both the student and the school. Thank you for watching this, the second of our videos introducing the PASS attitudinal survey, and I hope it has helped you to see the vital role that this type of survey plays. Do have a look at part 3, where we'll be looking at the reports that come from a PASS survey. Thank you and goodbye.